rAVe Radio. With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary Kayye.
Hey everyone, this is Gary Kayye, and welcome to my pre-ISE series of videocasts. Some of the biggest names in our industry are going to be at ISE in Barcelona this year, our first time not in Amsterdam in a long time. And one of those is a company that you all know, Logitech, or also known as Logi. And I'm excited to be joined with Scott Wharton from Logitech. Scott, let's see if we can bring you on here. How you doing, Scott?
Hey, Gary. Great. How are you? Good to be here.
Look, I'm honored to be talking to you, the general manager of the video collaboration group within inside Logi. Can I say Logitech or should I say Logi? Because my keyboard has Logi on it. Should I call you Logi or Logitech?
Either one's good as long as people get it. Yeah.
Okay, good. It's a great brand. I suspect my suspicion is that half the people, if not more, that are watching this right now probably have a Brio on top of their monitor, especially if they cared about video quality and they wanted to upgrade. So congratulations. I mean, y'all as a company, you really did a lot for the world of education and business, bringing the world back together as we all had to jump online in Zoom teams and et al, I should say. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that. I mean, I've been working on video for over 20 years. It's a passion of mine, and it's glad to finally be able to see it hit the mainstream and give something back to the world. And I think they needed us, so we were all there for them. So it was nice for that.
I've said to people in the industry that the greatest thing, the one good thing that came out of COVID is I never have to explain when I'm at a dinner party what I do now, because everyone's like, oh, now I know what you do. Because all of a sudden you had to use it. I want to first ask you, because I do want to talk about your products, because over the pandemic you came out with this Rally series that I think is like hits the sweet spot in video conferencing. But before I talk about that, I want to ask you a question, because you kind of sit in a unique position in the industry, kind of working with everyone. You've got some incredible partners and you're serving a lot of different segments of the market, kind of like a glue company in our industry. I'm curious, as we've moved into 2022, how have you done this year, and what's the outlook for 2022 for our industry, do you think?
Yeah, we're doing well. So we tripled pre-pandemic, and we've been largely matching that since then. I would say part of what we're seeing is that with people returning to the office, you shouldn't say return to work, because it's not work, it's the office. I think more and more people are realizing, all right, we're using this video stuff at home, it's working. And as we move back into the office, we want to have kind of the same experience and tools. And we'll probably talk about this, but I think one of the challenges now is people want video in the office, but when you have some people at home and some in the office, it's actually harder in a way to kind of deliver video when you have all these remote people looking into rooms. So I think that's one of the big areas that we're working on, and we'll talk about at ISE.
Yeah, in fact, it's commonly been referred to as meeting equity. I would think a lot of people like to talk about that. And it's interesting because you make a really good point. During the pandemic, we sort of accomplished that because we all had the same size rectangle. But coming out of the pandemic, we're going to have an issue to deal with, and that is people at home maybe not getting the same experience as people in the office, and vice versa. People in the office not getting the same experience as they were when they're working home, because we don't have that face-to-face automatic built-in contact that we had before, especially when we have a split meeting. And I wonder how Logitech looks at that and as a solution with specifically the Rally series, which I want to talk about each one of them, because you have three, kind of a good, better, best option there. I wonder how you think about that as a solution.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say, pre-pandemic, it was relatively easy because most people were in rooms, and all right, maybe you had one person who was remote, but you didn't really care about them and their experience because everyone else in the rooms. And then you went to the pandemic, as you said, and we're all in these democratic same size boxes. The challenge is now you have more people remote, and then they're looking into rooms, and the people in the room are having a good experience, but we want to make sure that the remote people are able to see, they're included, especially with sidebar. So kind of our vision, and if you look at Rallybar, it's having multiple cameras and kind of smart software and directors to kind of move the camera around. We like to say that our North Star is more Hollywood than Silicon Valley, where in Hollywood, they kind of know where to move the camera, to get in the right place. And we're trying to do some of the same things with Rallybar Mini, and some of our other products via software, not just hardware, kind of a combination.
Yeah, and one of the ways you're doing that, which I think is really interesting, is even the Rallybar Mini, which is the smallest one, has two cameras. And one of them is sort of like the main camera that's shooting everyone. The other one is shooting the content, the people. The other one is kind of hanging out, looking at who's about to talk and who's going to react to that. And it gives you the ability, in a way, to have a two-camera shoot in this kind of unique way. Talk about that and just explain how that works.
Yeah, so what we wanted to do, we're the only ones in the industry that have both a camera to see the view, but also one that's just for AI, for computer vision. So give you kind of the best of both. And then the second thing we're able to do is, I think there's some people who have a camera on the wide view, and then there's some that kind of jump around like the tennis match with speaker view. We're able to actually do both because of the two cameras. So you can have one camera that gives you the wide view, so you can see the context, what's going on, but another camera that could also move to where the active speakers are and do it at the same time. And I think that's unique in the industry. And I think it's part of this idea of moving to both multiple cameras, but also using software to kind of know where to put the camera, so the end user doesn't have to pick up some stupid old remote and kind of zoom in and figure out where to go. Like it should just happen automatically. And that's what we're striving to do.
Yeah, and I like the way your AI works because it doesn't jump you around. It does it kind of almost as if you have a camera operator doing a soft zoom. It's very cool the way it works. So you have the Rallybar Mini, and then you have the Rallybar, and then you have the Rallybar Plus. Now, the Rallybar Plus and the Rallybar, I can see clearly the difference because you have definitely a room size differential there, and you have a lot more audio capabilities with the Rally Plus. But the difference between the Rally Mini and the Rallybar Mini and the Rallybar, like, what is the app? And by the way, if people don't know about these products, they should definitely go check out. Go to Logitech.com and click on the conference room solutions section, because in addition to all the stuff you've had for many years, these three products I think were really cool. I mean, you're kind of like an all-in-one solution for small, medium, and even large. In fact, not only that, and I feel like I'm piling on questions, but you also addressed all levels of the Microsoft Teams certification with these products, which is kind of unique with one product line.
We do. So first of all, I think what our customers wanted is something that was really simple to understand. So small, medium, and large rooms. So like I said, Rallybar Mini really designed for huddle rooms, Rallybar for medium rooms, and then we have Rally Plus for larger rooms. Part of the difference is you need different audio for different size rooms. You need more expansion mics and capability. But the other thing I think people may not realize that you need to actually zoom quite far back into the room. And we're the only ones that have an optical camera for medium and large rooms. So if you're zooming way in, I mean, people know with their iPhone, if you're zooming in, it gets all grainy when it's a digital zoom. So in order to maintain that high quality, we have the option of having an optical camera that can do that lossless zooming. And as you said, they're all Zoom, Microsoft, Google, Tencent certified, GoToMeeting, RingCentral, others. And people probably don't know this, but Logitech actually sells 1 out of every 2 conference rooms worldwide now is a Logitech system. So we went from about 3% market share to in units now about half worldwide. And I'm sure that most of the listeners may know we're doing well, but probably didn't know we're doing that well.
Yeah, I actually am not surprised, because it seems like you came out with the right products at the right time, and you've done that time and time again. And obviously your research specifically around where you thought the market was going to go wasn't just luck, but also it was a great deal of analysis. With regard to the microphones, there's a lot of different ways to do larger room microphone systems. Some ideas are just put one mic in the room and kind of pick up all different directions. Yours is a little bit different in that when you go to large rooms, you're giving the customer the ability to add boundary mics, or for lack of a better term, remote mics. How do you determine when? Do you have a software program they can use to do that? How do you determine when to add those mics, and how are they connected? Are they USB into the device itself, or are they network?
So they're up to 7 mics into a larger room, and we've got a config tool on our website that kind of helps you figure it out. Or we have great value-added partners that help you design the room. It partly depends on the shape of the room and the table. Like one common example is people have a horseshoe table. Yeah. And what I've seen is sometimes people put the mics in the middle on the floor, and that doesn't really work. So we really designed it, scale it up, where if you have a really big room, boardroom with that shape of the table, you kind of need up to 7 mics. That's somewhat unique. And then it's hundreds of dollars to add the mics on as opposed to thousands of dollars. So very cost effective. At the same time, we also partner with kind of the leading high-end audio players like Shure, Biamp, QSC. So if you want to have a really high-end ceiling mics or system or DSPs, we also have the ability to integrate that too and kind of give you the choice. I think we kind of handle, let's say up to 98% of the rooms, but those 2% are really big rooms, auditoriums, et cetera. It's good to have partnerships that do that.
Yeah. And it's good that you have that compatibility and that partnership. In fact, you've got a number of partners out there. You've mentioned some of them. Obviously, a lot of people in our industry use the Barco ClickShare product, and you have a partnership there. I bet a bunch of people don't know that you've won a Red Dot Award as well. Congratulations. I think you've won more than one recently, haven't you?
Yeah, we have an amazing design team. I think one of the hallmarks of all of our products is just not just functionally, but the beautiful design. So I think almost all of our products now have won these design awards, so we're pretty proud of that.
Yeah, it's exciting to see an industry and our company in our industry actually paying attention to the aesthetics. We have a long history of a bunch of black boxes everywhere, and it's nice to see some aesthetic in there. What is your favorite product over the last 2 years? It's in the pandemic. I know you spent a lot of time R&D and product development, and also research. This is like a real life constant research opportunity for you. Tell me what your personal favorite, Scott's personal favorite new product out of this has been.
You got to pick through all of your beautiful children, but I'd say my favorite product is Logitech Dock. So we designed that in the middle of the pandemic. I think the obvious thing that we would do would be to build another Brio or another webcam, but kind of as we looked at it, we said, Brio is already a great webcam, and we were looking at what people's problems are. And number one, it's people have a bunch of wires all along there, mostly caused by Logitech, all these cables all over the place. So they have ugly desks. And as you're moving to a hybrid world where you really want to unplug and plug when you're going to the office, you don't want to have 7 cables like an unplug. It's just messy. Sometimes it breaks stuff. So, and then we saw that people at home, people wanted not only great audio, but controls to start a meeting. So we launched Logitech Dock, and one of the cool features of it too is, I don't know about you and the readers and listeners, but I'm often missing meetings because I get so engaged in the discussion, I forget about the next one is. So we have this nice little ambient light that slowly lights up and then reminding you of a meeting. And then you just click on a button, and it doesn't matter whether you're in Teams, Zoom, or Google or whatever. It scrapes your calendar and starts the meeting. So I've been using it now for like 6 months, and I love it. We just started shipping it into the market, so I'm sure that people listening are gonna love this product.
Yeah, I saw it at one of the regional shows, and I thought it was a very cool, simple concept. It's sometimes the simplest products are the coolest. So you're going to be at ISE in the UC Pavilion, which, by the way, is 2L340. We're going to have to relearn all of our numbers and letters because this is the first time we're all going to Barcelona. That's 2L340. They call them stands over in Europe, as you know. So you'll be in that stand in the UC Pavilion. But you'll also have dozens, if not a couple of dozen products on the show floor used by a number of manufacturers and partners that you have. Scott, did I miss anything? Because I know we're all excited to be finally getting to a show here in a couple of weeks.
Well, first of all, I would just say I just can't wait to go to ISE. I'm so excited about it. I mean, it's been my favorite show to go to over the years. I remember when I started Logitech back 6 years ago, we had not even a 10 by 10 stand. And we showed up with then we were launching the Logitech Group product, and people were like, Logitech? You're in video conferencing? Like, I don't get it. Now I think our stand is, 10 or 15 times the size. We've got all of our appliances, our Scribe whiteboard camera, or we have our personal collab stuff like Logitech Dock, headsets, webcam. I mean, the portfolio has grown a lot. We're going to have a ton more people. And, and I'm just excited to get back in person with people at ISE. It's such a great show. So much fun.
Yeah. And it all started in your group with the little small cameras, and look at where you've come along in that short period of time. So make sure I'd be shocked if anyone going to ISE this year is not going to go to the UC Pavilion, because it's been the segment of the market that's driven the success in the AV, UCC, and digital signage together. 2L340. Scott Wharton, the general manager, VP and general manager, I say, the video collaboration group within Logitech. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see you in Barcelona at ISE as well.
See you and everybody else in Barcelona, and looking forward to having people stop by in person.
Yeah, in person. So definitely go by, join us. the show's we're just a few weeks away. We're excited to be there, and thanks for joining us for this pre-ISE videocast.
Thank you.
With rants and raves, you'll